What's going on? What's going on, Alan?
Yo, 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 what's up, man?
What's going on, man? Happy New Year to everybody that's on. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We're getting it cracking. Just want to give everybody enough time to jump on. How was your New Year's, bro?
Fantastic. How about yours?
About that. Well, I had a good one, man. Me and the wife, we went out, had some drinks. We had a babysitter that was like rare.
Oh,
So,
nice.
so yeah, we got out the house for a quick minute. It was cool. It was cool. So I wanted to take this time since we had some new people jumping in today. I just kind of want to take this time to answer some questions, and then we can kind of get started on maybe a couple presentations, some script stuff. But if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate. Let's chop it up. Let's take let's see what we can do this year to go ahead and take action.
Let's do it.
Yes, indeed. So y'all can drop the questions whenever you're ready. Oh, and shout out to we had a person yesterday in the live that's in our group, Christy from Christy Styles Boutique. So she got, I think she said 5 new locations. Hold on, let me pull it up off the game. So I thought that was like amazing. I was like, okay, see, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, so she got 5 machines, 3 new locations since September. Amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing, man. That's what I like to hear. I like to see people doing their thing. I like to see people making it. You know, that brings me great joy. But that was on like the Instagram live yesterday. Just off the game, you know what I'm saying? Like I love seeing people get it in. But yeah, if I can answer any questions that you guys might have, short view, is everything going good with your plans? Any hiccups in the way?
Yeah, man. I just want to get started. I finally got my LLC.
Yes.
I got my EIN.
Yes.
I'm trying to work out the credit situation, but it's looking good.
Good.
And I'm ready to attack, man. I want to start looking at some locations. I was wondering if we can meet up so we could do that together, but I know with the holidays and everything, but you know, I found a place on Craigslist. This guy was selling his route for 65K. And he said it makes 46 grand. He said it makes like a grand a year, a week.
Okay, so let's look at that. He said it makes a grand a week.
Yeah, I'm about to send it in the chat so you can see it.
Okay, cool. So that'd be like what, $52,000,
right?
Roughly, you know, because there's gonna be some give and take. So let's look at that. Let's decrease it by, let's say he's off by 8%. So I'll say roughly, okay, yeah, let's pull that deal up. I'm gonna share my screen and kind of go through what I would be looking for in that kind of situation. And then let's see if we can kind of make the numbers make sense. So hold on 1 second. Boom.
And I was talking to him. The deal is dead in the water right now for me, but I definitely wanted to get your feedback on it.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So I like the deal already. 65K. This route takes about 7 hours of work, which is, I mean, for a grand a week, and you're only working 7 hours in a week. You know, I know people that work 40 hours to make $1,000 in 1 week. So I give it that. You know what I mean? Like that's dope. All right, so let's see. He said route takes about 1 day to complete, about 7 hours worth of work. Nets anywhere from $800 to $1,000 per week, which is definitely a game changer. All but 2 machines have credit card readers, which is what I like to hear. Beautiful. Like that's dope. Like he got credit card readers on it. Knowing a lot of these guys, man, a lot of people be having the par level, so you probably will have to switch over to NIAX. But that's good because NIAX now has a new program where they'll let you get up to 8 credit card readers at a time on credit. Like they won't run your credit, but they'll put it under your business. So as long as you have your LLC or your EIN number, whatever, they'll just put it as like a net 30, net 80 turn. Like, you know, they'll put it off. So I like that. All locations have lifetime contracts. I like it. I like that he has a good relationship. So I mean, he's talking that talk. You know what I mean? Like this is that's that talk. So let's look at it. So we got 47. Let's say we're making 47K minimum off of this deal. all right, so how can we finance it to make the deal make sense? So a couple ways that we could finance it. You can definitely get a bank to finance that. I would probably do, there's one called Key Bank. Let me go to their website. Let me see if I can. Are you seeing my Google screen right now?
Yeah.
I think Key Bank does, I think they'll give you 50,000. So he wants 65. He'll have to come off that 65, but yeah. You have to cut that 65 is too much. That 65 is a little too much. And the way I would negotiate it would be, hey, so most likely he doesn't have NIAX. I got a feeling he doesn't have NIAX. That's the better move for you. So that way you can get the loyalty rewards and all that kind of stuff popping. But I would come up here to Key Bank, and Key Bank, they'll give you up to 50K without any business documentation. They'll give you 50K without, and this is what I'm in the process now. So once everything clears, I'll let you know. But they'll give it to you without any, you don't have to be in business 2 years, which is the minimum for a lot of people. As long as you have a pretty okay credit score and your business has the potential of being profitable, they'll probably give it to you in a credit card or a line of credit. Now, if they give it to you in a credit card, you want to use a website called Plastique. So let me pull that up. And if you guys already know about this stuff, let me know. But there's a website called Plastique, and you use this website to pay for things with a credit card that you traditionally can't pay for things with the credit card. So you can actually get a check made from your business to this guy to pay for the deal and just transfer it off of your credit card. Now, once you transfer all that off the credit card, let's say you got an interest rate 11%. Let's say you're making a monthly payment of 400, 500 bucks. So you roughly will be splitting you'll roughly be splitting what you're making now. The way that you'll actually make more than $1,000 per month will be to add the credit card readers on there, do the loyalty rewards program, and really fine tune in the snacks that are working, get rid of stuff that doesn't work, that's not selling, and go as cheap as you possibly can. Now in your area, I think New York does not allow it. They don't do Walmart up there, right?
Ball what?
Well, you in New York, or where you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't do Walmart up there.
Oh, Walmart. Yeah. They got
Okay,
Walmart.
you should be fine. They so if they do Walmart, they do Sam's Club. I'm sure
Yeah.
yeah.
Costco, all that.
Yeah, man. So I think it will work. I think all in all, if you finance the deal out, you'll probably be able to value add at least another 200 bucks to whatever it's making per month. So that's around 1,200. You're spending about 4 on the payments and probably taking home around 6. So I think
Okay, gotcha.
I think that's a decent deal. $600 a week is nothing to scoff at though, because like especially if you don't,
it's beautiful.
You're working and then you making that deal happen, you grind for like a year. I mean, you'll have that thing paid down, and now you can even get into, hey, I might need to just sell a couple locations just to go ahead and knock off, but he didn't say how many locations he has, right?
Right. No, I emailed him. Let me tell you what he said. So he said he has them spread out across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cities.
Okay.
One of them's even in Connecticut.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't remember where I saw it, but I think it was like 15 or 16 different machines.
Now, why is the deal dead though? Like, what killed the deal for you?
So I emailed him, and I told him, I was like, yo, I didn't say yo. I said, hey, my name's Adam. I love your listing. The location is just what I'm looking for. I basically took your script and I kind of personalized it.
Yes, absolutely.
And I said, do you have portions of your route for sale as well, or just the entire bundle? I'd love to chat more regarding this. And he goes, hey, I was looking to sell it all in one shot. So I started thinking, okay, he must be trying to retire, something like that. And then he says where the locations are, from the Bronx all the way through Connecticut. And I said, I completely understand you wanting to offload all locations in one transaction. At the moment, I'm unable to purchase your entire route, but I'm very much interested in the White Plains location, which is a big city nearby.
Okay.
And I'm also open to others depending on what we could work out. I welcome the opportunity to chat if you're open to it. Totally cool either way, but I'm confident we can make a deal that you're happy with. And he hasn't responded in 5 days, so I'm pretty sure the deal is dead.
Hit him again tomorrow. Hit him again and just be like, hey, look, I'm like, and I would probably follow up with the email like every 2 days. Just hit them. Just, I mean, because it costs you nothing to hit them. And what I've seen is like, because I had the same thing happen where I had a guy trying to sell his entire route for like 12,000. And the only thing that I really wanted was a couple of the office locations. So I hit him up, and I got like the first, okay, cool email. And then after that, nothing. Well, most people give up. So eventually, I hit him up, didn't cost me anything. I just hit him with a random, and he would hit me back. And I ended up getting 2 locations from him for about, I think it was $3,300. Got 2 locations. I sold 1 location for $3,000 and moved.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right? So I got all my money back in the deal. And I moved the 2 machines that were not profitable in that location. I moved those to a nursing home, 65 plus facility. And I ended up, I still got that location now. I just gave that 1 location to my son, my youngest son, for Christmas. And like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to keep following up with the deal. Now, let me ask you this question. Have you had a chance to look at the tracker tool that we posted? Everybody should have got the update that's in the group. I know I need to check and see if it's in the resource tab, but everybody should have got the update from Gumroad where we uploaded the new tracker system. Did you get a chance to look at that?
No, I don't see it.
Okay, don't worry about it. I'll make sure I put it in the resource, because I know it's probably not in the resource tab. I sent it through Gumroad, but I'm not sure it's how quickly they send stuff out. I thought it would just be like a mass email update. But let me see if I can pull it up. And what I've been doing is I've been using this tracker tool to kind of keep track of like when I'm looking for new locations. So let me just share this screen with you real quick, and I'm just gonna show you what I do with this, and then and we can talk more about the deal. 1 second, let me pull that up. Okay, so we're in my Google Sheets, and this is the vending location tracker tool. And I've been using this tool for a little while just to kind of figure out what I need to have, what I don't need to have. Oh, that's the old one. Hold on, let me go back. That's the old. Oh no, that's right. That's right. Okay, cool. All right. So with this one, maximize it. With this one, I've been using this one to kind of keep track of these different. Now this is a location I just got. So y'all don't call them, please. But this is Billy Joe Jones. That sounds made up, but it's not. And and this is like the first one of the year. Like I closed out everything else out, but it's like a industrial facility. It's called Industrial Specialty. And I just got like, it took 2 attempted calls to get them. But it's like, if I need to email them, I would run through as many emails as it took. I would hit them up constantly, because that persistent really, really does go. Like even in like email marketing, they teach you like, hey, it's not about hitting them up once or twice. Like email marketing, they hit your inbox like every other day until they get something out, until you unsubscribe or until you accept the deal. So I would continue hitting them up. Don't be shy about it, because it does work. But I've been using this applicant tracking system, and just like it looks, you just type in the name, test name, you type in the address, 123 Main Street, and email address, same thing. You just continue going for it, number, whatever the number is, and then I put the date on there that I started the interaction with them, so that way I can kind of keep track of it. If I need to follow up, you just click the select button to follow up, yes or no. I got the accept it here because he said, yeah, it's cool. We can go ahead and put a vending machine there. So I'm going to sell this location off. But, if I got a first contact, I hit first contact. And then like I like it because the graph is pretty cool. Over time, you'll see like what's working and what's not working. And you'll have a better understanding of like, okay, do I need to follow up more? Am I failing in my second contact? If I got a lot of people that's in second contact phase, but nobody ever accepts, maybe I need to change my approach. Maybe they don't like the male voice, maybe like the female voice. I even got my wife like working on this, so it's really helpful for you to be able to keep track of it, or you can do it in your notes app, whatever you want to do. But I've been using it. It's been helpful to kind of have a visual, like, okay, I got to call this, and this. And I've been getting a lot of numbers from referrals and from I've been going to Fiverr and having them look up for Montgomery, I did all the 65 and up income based nursing home communities, and I had them just give me a list of the numbers and email addresses, and we just sent out a mass, and it's like $5 on Fiverr, and we just sent out like a mass email. Yeah, the Fiverr, Alan, to answer your question, Fiverr stuff is legit. Like, you can find some really good stuff on Fiverr. I can't even imagine how to do business without having Fiverr, because it's like your personal assistant in everything that you want to do. I'm about to start doing a lot of videos with those animated text things, and I'm going through Fiverr. It's like $20, and you can work out deals with people. They want volume anyway. So like, if I come to them, I'm like, hey, look, I will get like 5 videos a week from you, but you got to bring the price down to like $10. You hit them with a DM, they'll do it. They'll do it. So don't take the price that they advertise as the like set in stone price. But yeah, I would definitely continue hitting them up on that deal. That sounds like a great deal though. I can't even. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but my only thing is like, this is my first deal, man. I don't want to go for the full 65K. I mean, that's
that's a lot of money.
yeah.
That's a lot. So for your first deal, maybe we went a little too high. Maybe we went a little too high. Let's see. So you still in New York though, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to, I want to start with one location. I've heard of locations that cash flow 500-600 a week, just one location. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, there's locations that cash flow thousands per week. What I would do is I would tell you too, since you're in New York, you're in a unique position, because a lot of people forget this, but tech locations, people that do the programming, all that, New York is like headquarters to a bunch of tech companies. I would hit them up and see if anybody in your network has any experience with tech companies, because a lot of them, what they'll do is they'll want food and vending services, but they'll offer it free to their employees. That is a sweetheart deal. So what you do is you set the machine up to like this dispense for free, and you invoice the company plus your fee for servicing it. You invoice the company every single month. So you can really like that. See, that's a gem. See, that's why we got to get into these groups right here, because I'm trying to work that out with Microsoft now. Like, Microsoft is coming to Atlanta, and what you do is you just come to them like, hey, look, I'm a full service vending provider. We're local to the area, so that's your community engagement that a lot of these tech companies say they want to do. So this is your community engagement. If you give me this contract, I will provide the best machines, quality service, and it could be free for your employees. Here's how much it costs. I will send you an invoice. You'll have net 30 terms to pay me, and then you just pay me, and they'll just write you a check. And a lot of times after you do it because I got a mentor of mine that does it, after like the first 3 months of them doing good service with you, they'll probably just write you a check for what they average the year will be. So you just get one lump. You know what I mean? And that, to me, that's what Coca-Cola does. That's what Pepsi does. That's what Canteen does. That's what all the big boys are doing, but they don't share that knowledge with us. So that could be a really big win-win for you. It's like,
I know IBM is near, the headquarters for IBM is in White Plains, so that might be a good spot. But I know the Pepsi headquarters is nearby too.
Don't get discouraged. I'm in Atlanta, and this is Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, yeah.
Yeah, so don't get discouraged. I take it all the time, because at the end of the day, they're a bottling company that has their products in vending machine, but they're not a vending machine service provider for real. They're just a bottling company. They sell sodas. That's what their main business is. The vending machines are just extra. So they would love to get rid of that. And, go ahead, Cashier. I'm sorry about that.
Is it more profitable to do the yearly contracts, or do solo business, like getting your own money monthly?
I prefer the yearly contract, to be honest with you, because at that point, now you can come to banks and see, this is the real big piece of it. When you come to the bank and you have a contract in place with like a huge tech company, let's say Turo or Lyft or whatnot, you come to them and you say, hey, look, I got guaranteed income. they're gonna give you what you want. They're gonna like now you open the door for a small loan for just employee salary. So like a couple banks offer what is it called? It's called employee retention loans, where they basically front you the money it would cost for you to have a full-time employee, and then you basically are paying that on net 30 terms as well. So if you're bringing in enough revenue, then you can literally hire somebody else to do it for you, and you just take a cut. But again, keep in mind, you'll make less money because you're hiring out or you're financing this thing, but you'll have more freedom. You won't have to like worry about where your check is coming from. As long as that person shows up and does what they need to do, you're good to go. And that gives you into financing for a warehouse, you know. So like I tell a lot of people, man, this is probably the best route, especially if they're going to be trying to get people back in the office. This is a game changer for getting people back in the office. Free food. There you are. For your employees that return to the office, you have free food. Get whatever Gatorade, whatever drinks you want. And because you're independent, you're not tied to Coca-Cola or Pepsi. You can get both. You're really winning now.
Okay.
I have a meeting tomorrow morning with one of the biggest micro market suppliers in the state. And what we're trying to figure out is, will it make sense for us to do a micro market at one of these big tech companies? And I think it will, because, you know, as those tech companies grow, they're not going to necessarily want to come to a vending machine. They may want to come to a space that is already built out. It's a micro market. You just grab your chips and, you know what I'm saying, the company fits the bill. And if they steal, even better. That's, you know, hey, it's already paid for. That's what I would do. But yeah, you'll make more money with those kind, but it's hard to get those deals.
So will we just walk into like one of these office places and say, hey, I want to provide, like, what's the best way to get that ball rolling?
Yeah, so a couple of different things you could do. You can reach out to them on their company website, normally like a contact us, careers page, you know, or you can do LinkedIn and try to find out who's their operations specialist or operations development person that's over operations. Once you find that, or human resource, once you find that, email them, cold call or whatever, let them know. If all else fails, just walk in and just ask for more information. Most times, as long as you're coming in, you're asking for information, they'll give you the information for the most part. It's like, hey, I'm a vending machine owner operator, or I am the best vending business in the city, and we would love to provide food services for you guys. You guys are working hard. We love what you guys do. We love your app. You know, you got to kind of butter them up a little bit, kiss the prince or whatever. But I think it will work. I think it will work. And, you know, just use the same methods, hit them up, reach out. You can find them on Facebook, hit them up, ask people in your network, do they know somebody that started working there? Like I just ran into a lady that's working at Tesla, and Tesla is building a new fulfillment center or something they're building in Georgia. It's, I forget the city, but they're building a new fulfillment center, and she's going to be working in the head of that. So I hit her up like, hey, do you guys need vending services? We would love to, you know, get y'all a brand new vending machine and have it wrapped and have the Tesla logo on there. She was like, oh, this is exactly what we were looking for. So that's another deal that I could set that deal up and sell it off, unless Tesla's going to buy the snacks. If they're going to buy the snacks, I'm just keeping that for life. So it's just, you know, it's just thinking about what we can do for these companies that are adamant about putting people back in the office will give them a plus. And that's how you sell it. That's how you angle it. Hey, this is going to get people back in the office. You're giving them something free for showing up in the office. And you don't have to continue it forever. And even if they don't continue it forever, you just revert back to selling it. And you're still winning. I hope that helps. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Alice said a lot of big companies have some kind of minorities, small business quotas that they like to meet in their and subcontracts for sure. You know, and so nothing screams big business like getting a deal with Coke or Pepsi. Like, but if you get but again, too, you know, small business doesn't necessarily mean really small, because like I think like the threshold is what, like 500 million is like under 500 million is a small business. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, if you're 100 million, I mean, I don't really consider you a small business no more, but you know, it is what it is. It's what it is. Anybody else have any questions? That's good. That was a great question though. Phenomenal. I'm glad I'm recording this, because that you gotta take that blurb. That was a good one.
I got one more question.
Sure.
How do we try to absolutely avoid commission?
Oh man, yeah. So in some cases, commission is unavoidable. And I want to give you some of the outliers that I would always pay commission for. So if you ever airports, I'm paying for commission. I don't care. I'm gonna give you what you want because I know the volume is there. As long as it's not a private airport, or it's not a regional airport, you need a main hub. So Atlanta, LAX, stuff like that. All day, I'm giving you what you want. Hospitals, I'm giving you a commission. It's fine because people will always need hospitals. So I'm gonna give you what you want. In big hotels, 200 rooms plus, I'm gonna give you what you want. Outside of those, the way that I would try to avoid commission, number one, I would really raise how severe commission is on the industry. Like when I talk to business owners, and most, commissions normally they ask, the person who normally asks commissions is like the gatekeeper or the person that's going to be like, HR person or the manager. They really just want to pocket that money. I'm just be honest with you. Like most times I've seen commissions go to like managers. They just taking that money and pocketing it. Nobody knows who, like to the owner of the building, this is just an amenity. To that business manager, they just give them some pocket money. So what I normally say is, unfortunately, you don't have enough rooms or you don't have enough foot traffic to qualify for commission. I can't give you commission when I'm not making any money. When I'm talking to a business owner, I normally stress like the industry and the inflation that we're experiencing. So right now we're experiencing higher rates of inflation. Everything is on the rise. And we just don't know when inflation is going to stop. And I would remind them that, a year ago, you could go get a can of Coke for 25 cents or more. Right now, that same can of Coke is almost costing you 40 cents. So almost half of your margin is gone. So you're really not making a lot of money to justify unless they're going to be, directing people to you solely. That, it has to be a reciprocal relationship in order for it to work. But most times when I tell them that they're not as big to offer that, they try to counter with, I know this location is going to jump. And sometimes you have to be prepared to walk away. And that's really the reality of it. Like, I would rather you walk away from a location where you're not going to make no money than just to get it for the sake of just getting it. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, like a lot of these folks think that it's free money, and there's nothing free out here. I can't give you something that I'm not making. Case in point, if they're going to ask you for commission, they need to be giving you something in proportion. So like for my hotel deal, I just had a little rinky-dink machine that I bought for $2,500. It was like 22. I bought it for like 2,200 bucks, and it was in their laundry room. He wanted me to give him commission. The guy that sold me the machine never told me they had commission. I wouldn't have bought it if I had to pay commission. But since I'm here now and I got a whole machine here, I've raised the question, well, look, you got like 4 other vending machines around the perimeter of your hotel by the stairs, and they're owned by Pepsi. Can I have those locations? I can even call Pepsi and get rid of them for you. And you allow me to put other machines here. Now we're getting the volume to justify giving you 15% of the sales. So he was like, don't you even worry about calling Pepsi. I will call them because I'm tired of them too. They're not giving me what I want. So he got them removed. And now he's waiting on me to put my vending machine in those locations. That situation makes sense because I'm getting something out of the deal. I got the whole hotel. So let's say a year from now, I like it, but I don't like the commission. I'm not feeling it. I can turn around and sell the whole thing. I got machines there. I got sales record. I can turn around and sell the whole deal and make a nice lump, not 65K lump like my boy, but I can make a nice lump. So in that case, it makes sense for the deal. In your case, it might not make sense, just depending on what they want, or if they want commission, try to get them down to 5%. Anything outside of that, they got to be making volume. Otherwise, you're going to be drowned in, hey, I got to make a payment, or I gotta buy high food, and I'm still not making enough money. And you want to take a little 5% off it. It's not enough. It's just not enough. So sometimes you have to walk away from the deal if it doesn't make sense. And I've walked away from a lot of deals. Anybody else? Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So a lot of us, I'll speak for myself, we're really new to this, and there are a lot of sharks out there. So there are a lot of like people, gonna take advantage of us because we don't really know what we're doing. So I'm looking at Shoreview's deal on Craigslist, and I want to know, how do you look at a deal and know that it's worth it, know that it's legit, know that it's not, some funky, shady deal? So he said it was 15 machines, and he makes $1,000 a week. That comes to about $67 per machine. Does that, with your expertise, does that make sense? Does that sound, does any red flags go off when that math?
Yeah, a little bit. So $67 a week is not a lot of money. And so that's why I kept bringing up the fact of like the NIAX credit card readers. I'm like, he's probably not really doing like a loyalty rewards program. That's not boosting the sales up. Yeah. You at least want to get that number to $100 per week. That'll give you about $400 a month. And then if you got it spread between, how many machines you said it was?
15.
15. So if you got that spread, now we're talking about, some substantial money. But for a lot of times, y'all, when these folks get ready to sell these routes, you really got two type of people that's trying to sell these routes. This is the retiree that's getting out of the game. His kids don't want the business, and he just wants to get out the game and go do something else, something like real estate or whatever. And then you got the person that's trying to finesse you. Okay, so like you said, you're looking at the numbers, you're saying, okay, it breaks down to about $67 per machine. He probably has the full snack and full drink machine kind of deal going on. So both of the machines at the location are only making $134, which is why at the beginning I was like, let's try to get that down to like 50K. Just because I don't think that it's making $1,000 a week. I really don't. I think it's probably making closer to like 800, 850 maybe. And in that case, that makes sense if you can get it down to 50K. The name of the game is to always knock it down as low as you can. I mean, I go in, I scrutinize everything. The machine got dust on it. I'm like, hey, this machine is 6 years old, brother. You gotta knock this thing down. I got repairs that's gonna have to happen to this. I got credit card reasons might not be able to work on this thing. I really need you to knock that down. So and that's another reason why you want to hit this guy up constantly, because over time he will see that the market is not going to pay for that. Nobody in their right mind is going to give you 65K for it, and it's not making 65K a year. Like, nobody's going to give that to you. Typically, whatever the maximum sale amount that he's making per month, and you times 12 months in a year, whatever that number is, that's where you want to be at. We're not giving you nothing over that. So if it only makes 50K a year, I'm only going to be able to offer you 50K. You know what I mean? Like, so you don't want to go over that, and preferably you want to go even less than that, so that you have a little bit of cushion. Because I don't believe these guys' sales numbers. A lot of times they'll finesse you and show you a sales number for a machine that's doing really well, and they'll say this is the machine, so you need to check serial numbers. But it's hard to do that on non-NIAX credit card readers, because most of those machines, they won't show you the serial number on their sales report. NIAX does, but most of the other ones won't. I don't think Cantaloupe does it. You have to go like the back end. So they could be lying about half of those sales. It could be, and that's why it's good if you say, well, look, before I commit to paying $65,000, let me buy one location from you and see what the sales are looking at. So that way you minimize your risk. That's something I've done on a couple of deals. And I had a guy, like I said, that wanted to sell me his entire route for $12K. And I got the locations that had the best machines. And two of the machines weren't making no money. We made like $8 in that month. And I had to sell the machines and the location and get my money back. But one location was doing okay. It was decent. But again, it wasn't enough for like the scale and the volume that we're trying to go. Had I bought that whole 12K, I probably would have lost out. But again, you want to dip your toe in it. Don't do the whole route if you can afford it. Only try to do big route acquisitions when you really know the numbers, you've seen the location, you've gone out there in the daytime, in the morning time, you can see it, you see all the traffic coming in and out, then it makes sense. But just do as much research as possible. Don't let these folks rush you to do the work, or to make the payment happen. Take your time, because it is a big investment. 65K is nothing to scoff at. If it makes $1,000 a week, yeah, you know, we can make that work. But I don't think it's making that. I think it's probably making about 850 on a good week. And what kind of locations were they? Did he ever tell you what kind of locations it was?
Nah, he didn't. But these are like suburban towns. You know what I'm saying? Like we're pretty suburban. It's right outside the city, New York City, that is.
So they might not even be getting the same kind of volume that like New York is getting.
Yeah, but these New York locations are going for like 10 grand per location.
Right, because they got the volume though. You know what I mean? Like there's so many people, so much foot traffic, and not all of them, but I think they got so much foot traffic. So it's like really you have to just, and a lot of it too, y'all, is gonna be good. Your gut instinct too is gonna tell you, like if in your spirit says like, I don't know about that one, it's probably right. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, and I know that's not a definite answer. I know people want to formula to it, but some of it is gut, where you could just feel like, this person is full of crap. So I might need to like watch, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me buy one off you. So that was a smart idea to say, let me just buy one off you and see what it does. And if it's good, you know, let's come back to the table and talk some money. And any business person will be okay with that. Anybody that's really about their business will be okay with that.
Facts.
Because otherwise, if you're not selling it, like, especially when the guys are trying to sell it as a huge lump and it's very spread apart, I know you're trying to get out of the game, but why would you not want to come to the table and get some money first? And if he only taking one location, it's not going to substantially destroy the deal. Like one location out of all those locations wouldn't destroy the price that you try to sell it. What, you're going to drop it, what, 12K? No, it's only, you know what I mean? So I think that even tells you if he's not even willing to do that, it's probably not a good deal.
Facts. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, man, I hate that. I don't, you know what, y'all? I pay for Zoom, the upgraded one, right? But for some reason, this one is not connecting to the account. So it keeps giving me the 40-minute thing, and I know we got the hour-long thing. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to see what's going on with this, man, because this is crazy. I just saw the thing came out of my the bank account. I don't know why it won't do that. Okay, we'll figure it out. I am gonna call Zoom in the morning. Any other questions? I want to make sure I get enough time to answer any other questions. We got like 2 minutes.
How can you avoid, what would be the best way to avoid going into debt or using credit or loans if you wanted to avoid all of that and you wanted to start out just, you know, you want to buy a machine? Would you start slow, right? Start with one machine or two?
Yeah. So what I would do is you could grind your way up to a vending machine. So like you don't necessarily have to go straight vending machine action. I would take $125 and go get me a brand new machine from like candymachines.com. Just pay for the candy machine. And over time, those candy machines, those gumball machines will normally generate you enough money, or if you get enough of them over time, to purchase a bigger vending machine. Or you could just go out and buy a vending machine. Like OfferUp is the GOAT. Let me see if I can, you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm just gonna send another Zoom link on the group. And then that way we can just jump back in because it's gonna close out. I want to definitely get y'all into another Zoom. But yeah, I would definitely, I would buy one used. And if you need help on buying one used, please don't hesitate to send me pictures of these machines. Like I got a couple people that do it, but send me pictures of these machines so I can, you know what I'm saying, at least kind of guys like, oh, that's a great brand. That's not a good brand. Or even if it's not a good brand, these are the things that I've seen that happen typically with these brands. There's a ton of information on YouTube that you can get to that will show you how to repair most of this stuff. Like it's not really hard once you figure out how vending machines work to repair most of this stuff. The biggest problem that you're gonna have is like motors don't turn. But outside of that, most of the stuff is built to be replaced and repaired. I would buy used machines. I would put them in decent moneymaker locations like 65 and up communities, and I would just rock out like that. Like, you know, take that income tax money, you know, and just flip it. Just flip that income tax money. And then once you get to 3 machines, what's going to end up happening, if you got 3 machines generating you money, you'll be able to get another new machine every, like, what, 60 to 90 days. It should generate enough profit off of those 3 machines where you can at least buy a new machine every 60 to